Hey there, friends, and welcome back to another 3-Minute Thoughts. This morning, we're going to jump into the book of Psalms, and we're going to cover several of them, but some of them are shorter. These are the Psalms of Ascent. They're songs that were sung by pilgrims journeying to Jerusalem. We're going to look at Psalm 121, Psalm 123 through 125, and then Psalm 128 through 130. I'll mention them again as we actually dive into each chapter. So, starting with 121. This is My Help Comes from the Lord psalm. This psalm is one of the most beloved promises in Scripture. The psalmist lifts his eyes to the hills, perhaps wondering in danger, if danger lurks there around the corner. But then there's this truth. My help comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth. That's verse 2. God doesn't sleep on the job. He watches over us day and night, shielding us from harm and guiding our steps. We're going to move on to Psalms 123 through 125. These Psalms, especially 123, is a humble cry for mercy. Here the psalmist lifts his eyes like a servant watching a master, waiting patiently for help. There's a sense of weariness here. Have mercy on us, for we have had more than enough contempt. Then 124 is all about how the Lord was on our side. This is a psalm of survival. David looks back and says, if the Lord had not been on our side, they would have been overwhelmed by enemies. But they weren't. It says in verse 8, our help is in the name of the Lord who made heaven and earth. Think back on a time in your life that you've made it through things you never thought you'd survive. You know why? Because God was on your side. Then Psalm 125. Unshakable like Mount Zion would be the theme here. Those who trust in the Lord are compared to Mount Zion, immovable and surrounded by God like mountains around Jerusalem. Even when evil seems to gain ground, God promises peace and justice. Then 128 is a joyful psalm about the blessings that come from walking in God's ways. Peace in your home, joy in your work, and legacy through your children. Blessed is everyone who fears the Lord, who walks in his ways. Then 129 is about overcoming affliction. This one remembers Israel's many trials. Greatly have they afflicted me from my youth. But then it celebrates survival. Despite the beatings, the people of God were never broken. And then we wrap things up here in Psalm 130. This is a cry from the depths. This is raw. It's a heartfelt prayer from someone drowning in guilt or despair. It says in verses 1 and 3, out of the depths I cry to you, O Lord. If you, O Lord, should mark iniquities, who could stand? But the psalm quickly turns to hope. It's a reminder of God's forgiveness, his redemption, and how he hears our cries for mercy. When you are in the pit, cry out, because God is just around the corner. That's it for today. Be well, friends.